there's quite a few people that I know, about 2 or 3 people that have had that reaction to henna, because girls put it on in general, isn't it? And they've had reactions, but I've known one of them to get a tattoo, and but she just had to get her medical records.
Yeah,
so you can try, man. You can try. You can try the Domino's tattoo, man.
I would just rather not, because it was the pain, and then it scarred up, and then like I still see the tattoo that I had from when I was like 12, 13 years old, about 10 years ago. It's still the imprint in my arm. So
I would, if I knew of that, man, I would think I might go for it. But do you know what? There should be like a number on the screen that tells me how many people have already done it. So I've got like 2 seconds to think. I'd be like, oh, okay, I've only got about 2 seconds. Okay, it's already done. Okay, bye. That would be crazy.
But now I guess I will go on to my interview of you, Minnie.
That's the stage.
Yeah. Well, my version of the interview anyway. I don't know how other people interview. So I guess I will start with your name. Split Mind Poet. Where does it come from?
Okay, I shall tell you, as soon as this plane has gone past us, that's part of the Split Mind. Yeah. It's interesting because I think I explained it once in my Instagram IGTV.
No, you did. There's a poem that you've written about it.
And I did a really strange, bizarre poem about it as well. And it sort of summarized the stages of what I've gone through. So basically, like in 2016, I was diagnosed with epilepsy, which I didn't have. I still don't. But what happened was I got the side effects of it. And I developed severe anxiety, and around the same time there was a lot of shit going on in my life, and I was just sort of coming out of my master's, and I realized that I had developed a serious illness and it's not going away anytime soon. And I just completely lost my mind in terms of I couldn't remember anything and my life and my existence the 23 years before. And in terms of my education, everything sort of drained out of me. And I realized, okay, I don't know what's going on. All of a sudden, I cannot face anything. I had an adjustment disorder. And it took me 3 years to get out of it. And by then, I realized I had developed sort of 2 senses of my mind. One that was before the age of 23, and now the other one that I'm sort of surfacing right now. And I was like, wow, you're a poet, but like you have a split mind. And I said that to myself. And I was like, there's no going away from it. I looked at myself one day in the mirror and I said to myself, there's no going away from this until it genuinely does go away and you find the equilibrium between the two. You're a split mind poet. And, there's so much that is linked to both sides of the life journey that I've had for being selfless for the first 23 years of my life, and now understanding what self-love is. I'm trying to unravel both sides of the story, and it's beautiful. It's beautiful that I can show that through my poetry, and people really understand it. And I have a different technique of, and style of writing, and I think people get it. And there's an audience out there for, for stuff like that.
I like your style. It's different. It's different in interest, and especially like that Split Mind poem that you wrote about yourself. I was just like, I kind of get it. It's like kind of, I'm trying to turn it into an actual word, but it's kind of like,
for me it's like all the different dimensions you have to cross. Do you know I say a word through anxiety.
That's what I was about to say.
It's so intense, that when you start like trying to level all these things that are going on inside you until you feel a little bit free from a thought that's been fucking killing you, and you're like, okay, so this is what happens next. Okay, then this happens, and then this happens, and then all of a sudden, Split Mind Poet exists everywhere because you've got this weird universal understanding of something. And now I'm just all around, and I think to myself, wow, like there is so much to learn about me, and if people really understand themselves in that perspective and understand, what the message of the universe is that's sending out to them, you would realize how beautiful it is to be tuned with yourself. And that's what I've practiced since I was like 14. I started with meditation, and I was always that curious child that would get the beats because I would always rebel in an Indian family. And I didn't give, at one point I realized I just don't give a fuck about this stupid form of living, materialistic living that we formed. When people need to get real, they need to be with it.
Yeah.
And I'm with it, man, like, as much as I can be, and every day I'm basically trying my best.
I remember when it happened for me.
Go on.
When I was in a relationship in my second year of university, and then I think towards the end of my university, I think the last month of uni, we broke up, and then I was just like, fuck it, you know what? Fuck this, like, fuck what people think.
Yeah.
What everyone else thinks.
Swear.
I'm gonna do me, and I'm gonna live life and have fun,
man.
And since that moment on, and I haven't looked back, and I've just been like so much. I feel like I'm more real than I was before.
Yeah.
And I was just like, I see so much more bullshit nowadays. And unlike other people, I enjoy drama. Well, I enjoy drama when I can control it.
Exactly. Oh my days. Yeah. Oh my God.
When I'm aware of what's happening and someone's trying to cause some kind of shit, I'm like, oh, okay, cool. Yeah, it's fine. I'll just play along because I know what's going to happen.
There you go. Yeah.
And I'll just have fun
know
with
the
it.
next, You when you're so real with things, you almost know what the next step is going to be. And you know when to, like, draw yourself out. Do you know what? I'm at the early stages of not giving a fuck and just thinking about myself, because I've just recently, started teaching myself what self-love means. And you know what I love and I appreciate is that the people I'm meeting these days, I mean, they're at different levels of not giving a fuck and the realness that they're at. And that I can learn so much from these people and then when I bring it back to myself, I'm like, okay, this is my realness. And like, and it's freaking hell, it feels amazing, man. It feels amazing. Is this what it feels like?
It feels like
wow.
Like so much is like loosened from you, because you're just like, I'm not worrying about that bullshit anymore.
I swear.
Like, it's, do you know, like, a lot of the time when people they leave a lot of things on you. When they tell you a story about something, they want you to kind of want this to hang on you, and you to think about it, or you to maybe it's not maybe intentional,
but they do it.
They do it,
and then now it's not just theirs anymore.
It's yours now, it's ours.
Exactly.
And now we need to
and we shift, and we don't realize that when we are with someone, we are within two energies, and that energy is coming onto us, and that frequency that we're vibing with is going to affect us at some point. And when it freaking affects us, then we go back and then we're sort of all fucked up in the head, and we're thinking stuff that we really don't want to think about. And it comes to a point where you think to yourself, is this my shit? Like, should I give a fuck? Like, is it even like my problem? And why is this? Okay, this person's told me, but I know this person is not level-headed with their own shit. Then why the fuck should I give a shit about their shit? So I'm like, do you know what? Fuck it. I'm not gonna give a damn, because it's not mine. And I'm learning this the really hard way, Corey. Like, I'm literally that, because I'm one of those people where I've been unconditional to a lot of everyone that's come in my life for the last 12 years, and to understand the difference between self-love and being selfless for someone at the right time, and basically being selfish and giving self-love. I run away from the concept of people that are very selfish, because I don't think that's a good energy to be around, and I don't want to put that inside me. And there's more people out there that do the exact,
Do you know, like, I don't know about, I'm always on a positive vibe, right?
I wish I could do that.
Positive vibes all the time. Where did my lighter go? Oh, okay.
Okay, I'm known as the lighter thief. Like, with some people, they know. I always tell people I steal lighters, so be careful.
Okay, I will do. Like, but yeah, I live positive vibes only all the time. Like, literally 100% of the time. Like, literally, I have no negative thoughts a lot of the time. Like,
wow.
Because, like, for me, it takes so much energy to be negative, or like
Yeah.
than it does to just smile and just be happy. Or in my head, most of the time, what I do to rationalize these situations, I say, well, when I go into something where maybe I could get angry,
Yeah.
I'm just like, well, there's worse things happening in the world, you know? And if I get angry here, what is it going to solve?
That is so true.
It's cool.
It's 100%. I
It's
agree.
like, you know, like, or so you took my last, it's cool, it's fine,
It's
man.
cool, man. Yeah.
But the problem is, when I'm always on positive vibes only, that day when I do snap,
It's,
whew,
oof.
I feel sorry for that
yeah.
person
Oh,
when
my
I do
days.
get angry. I remember the last time I got angry at someone, and I was upset because I was
Never.
arguing with someone that was the type of person that doesn't let you talk. Like,
Yeah.
so like I was trying to do my amp, and then she was like, da 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 da. I was like, but like before that, the best time was like school. Like, I hadn't been angry for time.
Yeah.
Like, and then we went on Duke of Edinburgh Awards.
I lost it on Duke of Edinburgh.
I lost
Oh,
it because
my days.
I knew where I was going. I was a great map
Yeah.
person. This person was shit at the map. Like, everyone was taking turns. Somehow he gets us lost, and he was like, no, don't worry guys, it's this way. I'm looking at the map, orientate, and I was like, it's not that way, but okay bro, let's follow your way. We end up following his way, we end up lost, and then he's just like, oh, what, so no, it's just this way, I'm pretty sure. And I was like, nah bro, what are you talking about?
You're the fucking leader for a reason. Otherwise, we would have been given that job. Oh my days.
Well,
I've been in the leader position, Corey, and I'm not lying. I snapped at my own team player because she was slowing us down.
Yeah, exactly.
And there was only so much I could take.
And that was
You
more
know?
of it is like, if you orientate and you get lost, then
Yeah.
it kind of cuts down times of daylight.
Yeah.
And when you're trying to walk, if you haven't made your campsite
Yeah.
and it starts to get too dark,
You're screwed, man.
You have to pitch where you are.
Yeah, you have to. Yeah. Literally, you have no choice.
And you didn't even make the checkpoint, you know. And
Yeah.
it's all mad.
Like, I'm one of those people. I was really driven in high school, and like up until I was like about good like 19, 20, I was really driven. So when they made me the leader, I'm a natural born leader, so that's all chilling, you know. And when they make me the leader, and then do you know when people around you are letting you down, and you think to yourself, I was an absolute bitch, I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, I did came to a point where literally I was putting someone down because they weren't doing it. You know, they didn't train themselves. They weren't listening, you know, at the right time, and they were using stupid excuses like I'm out of breath, I'm out of breath every 5 minutes. And then you're thinking to yourself, as a leader, I'm gonna charge you up, I'm gonna motivate you, but I'm gonna cut you out of your crap as well at the same time. And that sort of level of build up over, like, let's say when I did the bronze training, 11 kilometers going, 11 kilometers coming, and you know the sun, you know the peak point when the sun goes down, and you're like, okay, like I really can't take it anymore. Like at one point, like these people are really gonna get on my nerves, and you're like, okay, I've only done 10 kilometers and we have 1 kilometer to go, and I really need to push my people, but now they're really like getting on my nerves. You really get tested in that point. You know, and you've got to do it the right way. But my snaps, when nowadays I snap, oh my God, people don't realize how much I kept my calm for a very long time.
Yeah, you know.
And then when I snap, you know I'm going to get real with you, and I'm going to get so real that you are not going to be able to handle my realness.
You know?
You are going to literally think to yourself, why or even what?
Why do we
excuse yeah, bitch, you will not know what to say.
And it's worse because I'm a quiet observer, because I'm watching you all the time. Like, especially when I go into new situations or anything, I'm watching, I know everything, and I've picked up everything. So then when it comes to formula, I'm not even thinking, it just flows.
It just goes,
It
just goes. And then I will give you, know, you want to give me breathing time? I was like, I gave you so much breathing time, and you didn't get the points. So I'm just going to lay it down to you the way it is, how it is, and whether you like it or not. When I snap like this, what I really mean is I'm fucking done with your shit. And there's no coming back from it, you know. And do you know what I call that? It's a process of internalization. You internalize everything to a point where it just snap, you know, with you get that light bulb moment, and then you're like, okay, I've had enough. You know, and I'm not gonna lie, I get such a sense of relief afterwards.
Yeah, it feels amazing. I'm just like, oh, where did that come from?
I was like, yeah, man, I'm so impressed with myself at that point, Corey.
But the thing is, for me, because I'm so positive all the time, then because I feel that as a negative thing, I will feel so bad.